So Jimmy Anderson confirmed he'll retire from Test cricket this summer. England's leading wicket taker, one of the greatest bowlers of all time, said the first Test against the West Indies at Lord's on July the 10th will be his last. Graeme Swann played alongside Jimmy for 5 years, including winning the Ashes together in 2009. And he joins us now. Morning, Swanee.
Morning, Swanee. How you doing?
Morning, boys. How you doing?
Yeah,
Swanee,
good, thanks, mate.
Listen, we've got to go straight. You're not having bananas in your fry-up, mate, are you?
Well, no. I was listening to that. I'm not having masala beans. I'm not having chorizo or bananas. None of them are on a British fry-up. I'm sorry. If you want to have a Spanish fry-up, you put chorizo on. If you're in India, put your masala beans on. Have a banana if you're wherever you are in the world. But a British fry-up does not have any of those on. You have an extra sausage. You might be able to have a Lincolnshire sausage and a Cumberland sausage, but nothing else. Come on.
Brilliant. Look, I'll tell you what, Swanee. To a sort of novice like me in from the world of cricket, Jimmy Anderson, what made him so special? Why did he get so many wickets? What could he do that others couldn't?
I tell you, one of the main things that, first of all, let me just say, one reason I love Jimmy so much, and you just heard it then in his talk, he says, I'm just delighted that I could play so long, in the most monotone, boring voice I've ever heard. I've never known anyone so miserable as Jimmy. And honestly, he sledges his own kids at the breakfast table. He is that miserable. But he's an absolute hero. What he did with the ball, basically his action, whenever someone changes whether they're going to swing the ball away from the batsman or into the batsman, it's very, very obvious. He was quick enough that it was very hard to pick through the air, and he did it so there was no change in his action whatsoever. The batsman just couldn't read him. He was also very intelligent. He's one of the few fast bowlers I've ever met who can spell his own name. And so he was very good at thinking out the batsman he was playing against as well. He's an absolute legend. I texted him the other day saying, you've had a good career for a little medium-pace swinger from Burnley. Well done, mate.
Swanee, where does he rank? I mean, and I'm not even talking about an English cricket. I'm talking about all-time bowlers. I mean, first seamer to hit over 700 is absolutely remarkable. He made his Test debut in 2003. He's been playing Test cricket for over 20 years. Where does he rank in world cricket?
Well, first of all, English cricket, he's the best we've ever had, full stop. Best bowler England have ever produced. Yeah. Worldwide, I think if you're talking swing bowling, he's the best swing bowler, certainly that I've ever witnessed, that my dad's ever witnessed, and he goes back like 75 years. I can't go before that, but obviously he's not the quickest bowler there's ever been in the world. He's got the best fitness that I've ever seen. Considering his diet, for 5 years I played with him was pizza and chips. He's like Shane Warne. How they actually manage to keep going. I think he just eats quinoa these days because he's absolutely ripped. But back in the day when he was younger, he had a dreadful diet. He did train hard, but he's got such a sort of single-minded approach to cricket that he gets out there and just does his job, come rain or shine. And he's really good at it.
There's already talk about his future might include a coaching role. Would he make a good coach, do you think, Swanee?
He should immediately be made coach. There shouldn't be any messing around. He is the leader of the English attack. Whenever new bowlers would come in, he'd immediately take the guys aside and teach them different balls that he bowls, weapons that he would never have to give away normally. A lot of bowlers would never do that. They'd keep their own sort of skills to themselves for job sort of protection. But Jimmy never did that. He's always very good with the younger fast bowlers who come in. I think that coaches should go immediately into the team when they're fresh, when they know all the opposition, when they're still current. And I would immediately put him in charge of some role of the bowlers with England. I think they probably will as well. Knowing Rob Key as I do, he's very forward thinking, and I think that they'll be desperately trying to do that.
Swanee, what have got England? What have they got coming up? I mean, you're talking about. I mean, Stuart Broad's just retired as well. You're talking two of the greatest of all time retiring. What are the youngsters like coming through to replace them?
There's some very good bowlers coming through. Fisher and Potts are both exceptional for Northern. Well, all the fast bowlers tend to be from the north, don't they? But there are a couple from down south. Don't worry. There's bowlers. There's probably 10 or 12 lads who are all fairly similar in quality and standard, who are just vying to get in the team now. I think it's actually very exciting going into this summer, just seeing who's going to step into their shoes. When you've got, like you say, Broady's gone as well, both new ball bowlers are gone. And if I was going to have a bet on it now, I'd say that Matt Fisher from Yorkshire and Matthew Potts from Durham would be my two at the moment who are probably ready to step into it. Because, of course, you've still got Woody. You've still got Crazy Woody. And Jofra Archer, if he ever gets back playing red ball cricket. So it's not like we're light on the ground. And Chris Wokes, don't forget Chris Wokes is still going as well. So we do well with our fast bowlers.
I'll tell you what a lovely ending it would be, wouldn't it, at Lords? At the moment, Jimmy's 8 wickets behind Shane Warne. It'd be a fairy tale if he could get 8 wickets in that last Test match against the West Indies. It's not impossible, is it?
It's not impossible. He's done it before. He'll do it again. I mean, the thing is with Jimmy, he started it all off at Lords, and I think it's really nice. And so very good of English cricket as well to give him this Test match. They've obviously said, look, you can pick your ending. And he started at Lords years ago with the 5, but I think he'll finish with the 5. But getting 8 in a game, it all depends. That you have to have a lot of luck. But I wouldn't write it off, Jimmy. And I know this in the second innings, he won't be giving the ball away to anyone else. He'll be bowling 35 overs with one end if need be.
Swanee, brilliant. Thanks for joining us.
Take care, mate.
Have a good day.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.